Alícia Ribeiro, tudo bem?
Tudo bem contigo, Regina?
Eu já te conheço há muito tempo e já estou a acompanhar a tua jornada há muito tempo, mas antes de entrarmos na tua jornada, faz uma breve apresentação. Quem és?
Ok.
Quem é?
Então, eu sou a Alícia.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Esqueci completamente, que é inglês. Alícia Ribeiro, welcome to In the Kitchen. I've known you for a very long time, followed you through all of your arts, and now you're here. But before we get into your journey, tell me a little bit, who are you? Who's Alícia?
Oh, loaded question.
Yes.
So, Alícia. Well, I'll hit it off with something personal. So I was born in Maputo, but I wasn't always raised in Maputo.
Right.
So I had so throughout primary school, I was raised in the UK, in Wales, in North Wales specifically. My parents were studying at that time. I'm extremely blessed to have parents who've always pushed and supported me. So during that time, I was always into art, and just from having a little bit of, well, you can call it skill or talent, they pushed me straight into developing techniques and really going in depth into things. So that was sort of the kickoff point for me to carry on in my creative journey. And then we came back to Maputo. Then I went to Swaziland, Eswatini now.
Yes.
UWC.
Yeah.
So shout out to my WK peeps. And then university in Florence. So I have a master's in fashion design,
Yes.
but I don't love the industry. So I struggled quite a bit after that to try and find jobs. It was a bit of a catch-22 situation where I was overqualified because I had a master's to enter at a base level designer job, but then I was underqualified to have anything above that. So as a junior designer, I couldn't. So it was a bit rough, and so I tried a bunch of different things, and we'll talk about that in a minute. And I went through a bit of a struggle there, and about 3 years ago, I finally landed back on the one thing that I really enjoyed out of all of that, which was illustrating, drawing, the art.
Yeah. The art.
Just the art part, not that the other things don't stand up to that, but the thing that I most liked was just putting
more natural.
From mind to hand.
The first instance of art in you that I saw was actually your fashion. You did a fashion show. Yeah. And then the accessories, you had the accessories, and I still have them. Yeah. And then there was some 3D work as well.
There was 3D printing. There was work with CNC. We worked with cement as well.
I have one of those as well. I have all the things.
All the things, He's been a really, really good supporter, and I'm so grateful.
Yes.
So it was a lot of, and then I did a desserts for chocolate.
Yes, you did. Oh, it was so good. Back in my gluten-filled days, those are really great. And I think it's good because a lot of artists that come into Sejnato don't always have the support to have the courage to do all of the arts. And it seems like your family was always like, you want to do art, just do it. You want to do this, do it. We'll support. And that's really good. Yeah. Support your kids in the arts, guys. So tell me about where you've landed now, which is digital illustration. I've been following along. It's amazing. You get all these opportunities. And how did you get here? What is it about this medium that brings something in you?
So when I was in uni, we had to do computer design. So we had to hit the Photoshops, the illustrators, and all of those things. And I was never particularly tech savvy. And it was always a bit difficult for me to get into those things. And I would always be the one with a piece of paper and a pencil when everybody else was like, oh, you can do this digitally. And I was like, no, but paper. Yeah. And the same way with books. I think flipping a page doesn't compare to a
Absolutely.
So because I had a really hard time with that, I felt like, that's maybe not the way to go. And
you auto-blocked yourself from that.
Exactly. Yeah. Wrong. Yeah. Now I'm trying to relearn those skills and develop those things because I think it's important to have, a lot, more than one egg in the basket.
Of course.
That's not the expression. Anyway.
We'll edit it out.
So then I found out about Procreate. And Procreate is extremely intuitive. It's exactly the same way that you would tackle, so on an iPad with
it's an app
with the pen. So it's an app, and it's the same way you would tackle pencil on paper or paint on paper. And you have all of these options for different brushes. You select colors, you have textures, you have, I mean, it's a really great app, and it's very straightforward. So there isn't all of those, so working in vector is very different. This is raster based.
It's like you're drawing on paper.
It's exactly like you're drawing on paper, except you have the advantage of being able to backtrack and delete and start over.
And you can do more colors, more opportunities.
And then different textures. So, and it's great because it's on my iPad, I'm a lot more flexible. I can technically work from anywhere as long as I have.
You have to bring like 20 boxes of color pencils.
Not that I mean, I'd love to get back into something a bit more hands-on, a little bit more dirty, right, with paint and sculpture and things, because I've always really loved that. I like to be hands-on.
Yeah.
But this gives me another level of freedom, where I'm not stuck in finding a studio, having space to have all of my things.
That's a good point.
And so it makes it also great to be able to work with, other people or companies across the globe, because then you send out a file.
Yeah.
It's done. You're not shipping
anything.
Physical items.
It's risky sometimes as well.
Yeah, exactly.
But actually, I was gonna get into, you do this digital illustration, but you don't just cover anything. There's specific themes that you're more passionate about.
Right, yeah. So I think, like most artists, you reflect on what's important to you. And at the same time try to tackle on a global scale what's also being reflected within your direct community and on a broader spectrum. And most of the topics that I try to tackle that are focused on women and elevating women and their power and their presence and their, all that they bring.
Yes.
And LGBTQ, because I identify openly as bisexual.
Yeah.
And growing up, I didn't have I didn't really know what it was.
No one's talking about it. You don't see it anywhere.
Exactly.
Not in art, for sure.
Exactly. So there wasn't a whole lot of representation. So I didn't have a good reference. And well, now obviously things are different. But I always felt that it was important to have that and create a safe, sort of open space for that to breathe and to exist and to grow, to shine, right? To have a nice platform for that.
And the project you're going to present is a little bit of that, but also more on women.
Well, the project that I'm going to present is on women. Raised, yeah. So not just raised for root as in origin, also root as in tree, also root as in hair. And so the thing that holds you down, that brings you back in. And so it's a study on different African hairstyles. Now, there was a time when I thought that I had to have all this intellectual sort of reasoning behind why I did things, but this was just something that was more of a feeling than a thought. Yeah. And I just kind of let it come to me organically, and it just went in that direction, and it presented itself as it did.
It's beautiful.
And I find it sometimes difficult to talk about it because I don't really have a whole lot to say, and what I want is for it to evoke something in someone else. The same
beauty, strength, all the things, it'll come. Yeah. Nice. If you feel it, we all will feel it. That's what I say about art. That's great. I'm very excited because I've been asking for a long time. I know. So I'm excited to see your things here. So look at that camera. Convidada.
Hello, lovelies. I am super excited to share with you my very first solo exhibition. I can't wait. It'll be here at the S07 on the 8th of May from 7 p.m. onwards. I hope you love it and feel all the things that I've been feeling coming up with this and creating this. It's been a journey. Those of you who know. So yeah, I really look forward to sharing this with you, and see you on the 8th of May.
See you there. Hasta la.
Ciao.
Bye.